Do you acknowledge them? I acknowledge them. You should acknowledge them. The Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Acknowledge that. Hey, the Sixers aren't too far off of being number one, too. We got that as well today. We got all your thoughts on the Eagles, the Sixers, your comments, your opinions trending in the AM. We're live in 30 seconds.
Fourth and goal.
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We are live. I'm in a good mood today. It's election day. I don't really care about election day. Well, I do. I shouldn't say that. I don't even know why I brought it up. It is election day. You can't complain if you don't get out and vote. But this is Trending in the AM, where your opinions actually matter. Your vote actually matters here. I was going to come up with something, then I accidentally said something stupid about election. Nah, whatever. Let's reset here. Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. But make sure you hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button. It's free to hit those buttons. It does not cost you a thing. And we got lots that I want to get into today, lots to talk about, not just our Philadelphia Eagles, but the Philadelphia 76ers as well, because there's lots going on in the city of Philadelphia. The Sixers look fun again. The Eagles are clearly the class of the NFL, and it is time to acknowledge them. It is. We got lots to go over today. What is up, man? Chatter right from the get-go today. Everybody was upset you weren't there from the get-go yesterday. But today, right from the get-go in the comments section. Look, guys, we'll start with the Eagles. We'll get into some Eagles talk here to get it going this morning, but then we will also get into as much Sixers as we can. Good morning, Adam. Sixers looking great, 5 in a row. The Sixers look fantastic. I watched a little bit of the game, well, as much of the game as I could last night, and boy, like it's like a totally different team. The energy level of the Sixers, the fun that the team is having, the performance on the court is unquestioned amazingly different than last year. It's literally like you make two changes. You get rid of Doc Rivers and you get rid of James Harden finally. Doesn't even matter that the guys you got for James Harden aren't even really part of the rotation yet. It's a new team. And it's so fun and it's so refreshing. It really is. But I want to get started on the Eagles because obviously yesterday, we did a lot of overreacting and recapping the Eagles win over the Dallas Cowboys. And I really started thinking about it. I started working on my power rankings for this week. I started really thinking about, got a poll question going on who scares you the most in the AFC. Lots of thinking about it. Are the Eagles really the real deal? And I really don't get why the Eagles are getting so little credit for how good they actually are. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Maybe it's a good thing that the national narrative is still so anti-Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe it's a good thing that when you turn on a TV and they're recapping a game, they talk about Dallas and how they almost won nonstop. Maybe it's a good thing that, you've got people saying, well, Dak outplayed Jalen Hurts. Who cares? Like, maybe it is a good thing. But on the flip side, the fan in me still wants to see the Eagles get the respect they deserve. Like, when are we going to realize? And there was this whole thing, and I saw the video because I saw the Keyshawn clip of it, and then I went back and watched the whole thing on Skippy Bayless's show. They were hyping him and Michael Irvin were hyping up how great Dak and the Cowboys look, taking all the credit away from the Eagles. And Keyshawn goes out there and says, it doesn't matter what the stats say. Who won the football game? The Eagles won the football game. And, of course, they're all arguing and doing their thing, whatever. But really, what does it really matter? Whether you win ugly or lose pretty, what matters? The wins are what matters. Great teams find ways to win tough football games. Average, good, below average teams lose those games. So I just don't know whether I'm happy that no one's acknowledging the greatness that this Eagles team is. Think about it now. This is 2 years in a row. They've gone 8-1 through the first 9 weeks of the season. That is unheard of in the NFL. It's very hard to do. I don't know if I'm okay with the world not acknowledging it. Like I'm not even. It's not even like I'm being triggered or anything like that. I just think it's blatant, hate towards Philadelphia. It really is. Duck, what's up, my man? The national media just doesn't like the city of Philadelphia. You know how you rebel against your parents. The nation started here, and the nation doesn't want to accept where it came from. I mean, on election day, that's a perfect comment. This is where our country started, right here in Philadelphia. And I get this point that they don't like this city. They know that they'll get more clicks if they badmouth us, etc. But I really feel like it's time that the Eagles are. I mean, this is not like a flash in a pan. This team was in the Super Bowl. This team was one or two plays away from winning the Super Bowl last year. And you didn't hear us complaining, well, Jalen Hurts was the best player on the field in the loss. We talked about why did we lose the game? Jalen Hurts' fumble, the false start on Isaac Seumalo, the holding penalty on James Bradbury. We didn't make excuses. We acknowledged how great Jalen Hurts was, but we looked at our failures to try to find out why. But yet all I keep seeing yesterday on the day after the Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys is, but Dallas is the better team. They weren't on the field on Sunday. And that to me is why I get so frustrated. The easy schedule slowed down respect. Now but was it an easy schedule? We've beaten the Dolphins. We've beaten the Cowboys. We've beaten Washington twice, who just won on Sunday and is still in the playoff hunt. It's not like we've got some tougher parts of the schedule coming up, but how tough is it? I mean, the Bills aren't what they were expected to be. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the tougher part of our schedule is we're into it now, but it's not like we played cakewalk games at this point. It's not like we just played 9 teams that have one win. So I don't buy that. And Dallas hasn't played any of their tough games. Their tough schedule is the last 3-4 weeks of the year. So I don't want to hear that. After Sunday's tough, gritty win, I now have full confidence in this team going forward. And as a team, I'd rather be feared than respected. But I don't, Peanut, great comment, thank you. I don't think they're feared or respected. I don't think either are right now being, discussed nationally. No team fears us because the national media keeps bringing us down. The other teams see that. Kansas City's probably going to go into next week thinking they got 110% chance of winning that game when they don't. I'm not saying I think the Eagles will win next week or not. I mean, that's so far down the line. But the respect and the fear that the league has of us, the only thing that is feared of Philadelphia is people around the country, people around the NFL fear the Eagles actually winning a Super Bowl, which is crazy. And it dives into my point earlier this season about how Jalen Hurts should be the face of the NFL, but yet they don't want him to be for some random reason. They'd rather Justin Herbert's going to be all over social media today and sports talk about how he beat the vaunted Jets defense. He did nothing last night. The Jets lost last night on Monday Night Football because the Jets offense stinks. I think the Jets defense only gave up 2 scores, and they are both Austin Eckler runs. So the league is so afraid to let the Eagles be the face of the league. The league is so afraid of Jalen Hurts to be the face when they should be. Let me speak on this. What do you want to speak on? The comments are always open, my man. Judlin, you are fine with being ignored. Good morning, NFL Reality Check. How you doing, my man? Mahomes had similar start right. 2 9-1 type seasons, yada, yada. There was dynasty talk. I think we might be at that level, but there's less pressure with this narrative. Okay, so there's a lot to digest here in this one comment. We'll catch up on the comments in a second. The Mahomes, The one thing was the Mahomes and the Chiefs did win a Super Bowl at one point in that. So, and they've got multiple Super Bowl titles under Mahomes and Reed now. So the Eagles would theoretically have to win a title to be considered a dynasty, so to speak. And I do firmly believe that this team could win a Super Bowl, whether it's this year, next year, multiple, who knows? But you got to win at least one title before the word dynasty, in my opinion, comes into it. And there might be less pressure from the outside looking in, but I think this Eagles team has put a massive amount of pressure on themselves. They think where everybody is doubting them, where no one's acknowledging them, and I will acknowledge them. Um, they are acknowledging themselves, and they're putting the pressure on themselves. They know how good they are. I swear to you, Marshawn, what's up, my man? I swear to you, the national media thinks we lose to the Cowboys in Philly if we play in the playoffs. My liege, please make it make sense. Like, I don't understand what people. I literally just watched a video right before I clicked live of some content creator or radio personality in Dallas putting a post about how great CeeDee Lamb was, and he was great. And he used one specific play where CeeDee Lamb caught like a 17-yard pass, but didn't get the first down. And his description was something along the lines of look at how great CeeDee Lamb, crushed Darius Slay on this play. It was a 3rd and like 19, 3rd and 20, and they were playing a sticks defense, and they kept CeeDee Lamb from getting the first down. But he ignored that part of it because they're blind. You got people out there talking that Dak outplayed Jalen Hurts. And statistically speaking, he did on Sunday. But he didn't win the game. But Dak's better than Jalen Hurts because he threw more yards. He didn't score more points. That's all that matters. So I don't understand, Marshawn, and I don't know how to make it make sense. Only thing people fear is a phone call from Howie. They don't even do that because they still accept the phone calls from Howie whenever he calls, which is mind-boggling in and of itself. In reality, the national media just needs someone to hate because Dallas had a great PR campaign in the 50s and 60s and crowned themselves America's team. Everyone who plays against them are bad. That's true. It's like they hate the process in the NBA because we had a great marketing and media strategy on it. When in reality, the process is done by teams in all sports, but they don't market it like we did. You can't hate New York City because it's the crown jewel of modernized America, and Washington is the seat of power. Philadelphia became the odd man out. This then leads to other sports too. I think we're going to bring a lot of history and culture into today's show since it's election day. All right, and shout out to my man Jeff Warren, Philadelphia Sports Table Podcast. I was on his show a week or so ago. Big friend of the show, big friend of mine, big friend. I've been helpful on his shows. He's been helpful on my shows. He is running for office in his town today. And good luck to Jeff Warren. Hopefully you win. Hopefully you get the votes. Good luck to you, my man. That's fair. I was counting our last Super Bowl win, but I know that was a different team. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, it's funny, Judlin. Like, it was only like 5-6 years ago that other Super Bowl win. But because it was a different quarterback, a different coach, a different team altogether, it can't be looped into this dynasty, but I guess it could be because it's only like there are still a lot of players. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. There are still a lot of players from that Super Bowl win on this team, and it's not like we fell off a cliff after that Super Bowl win. We went to the playoffs in 18. We went to the playoffs in 19. We bombed in 20. Right back in the playoffs in 2021. Right back in the Super Bowl in 2022. The odds-on favorite in the NFC for the Super Bowl in 2023. So maybe you could loop that as a dynasty. I think there's an argument to be made that the dynasty started in 2017. Maybe. Adam saying, Michael Irvin said they were gathering information on what they have to do to beat the Eagles. And Keyshawn said, gather information. Don't you want to win? The Dallas Cowboys, I saw that, Adam. And that, the thing is, Michael Irvin, I think, was trying to stay impartial to Keyshawn and Skip. Skip's doing all the clickbait, over the top overreaction comments. Mike Keyshawn's like, yo, you're an idiot, Skip. And Michael Irvin was trying to find a fine line because he has to work with Skip every single day. I think. I don't even know if he's on the show every day. I'm assuming it. Keyshawn was just honest. Like, yo, we stunk. We got beat. We weren't the better team. I don't care what the numbers say. We weren't the better team. And that's That's what a better team is, the team that wins. How on earth did Dak outplay Jalen when he took a sack in the red zone? Because he threw for more yards. Maybe he completed more passes. Maybe. I don't know. He didn't win the game. The moral of the story, according to Reality Check, is we gave Dallas 5 or more chances to win. Dak stepping out on that 2-point conversion killed them. If he converted them, all they needed was 3 to tie. Dak killed them like normally. This is not turning into a Dak Prescott hate thing, but exactly. There's a reason why Jalen Hurts is one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in football, and Dak Prescott's in the 10 to 12 range. No offense, and this is totally hypothetically speaking, but I have confidence that Jalen Hurts wouldn't have stepped out of bounds there. Jalen Hurts wouldn't have taken that sack in the red zone. Jalen Hurts is a winner. Dak is a good quarterback. There's a difference between a great team and a decent team, and there's a difference between a great quarterback and a decent quarterback. Everybody anoints Justin Herbert as this amazing top 3 quarterback. He hasn't won jack. Jalen Hurts wins and gets no credit. It's extremely frustrating. And I really think after watching social media yesterday, and it's not like it's my first time ever post Eagles Cowboys game being on social media, and seeing the hate. I just, for some reason yesterday, I almost felt bad for the people that hate on Philly, that hate on the Eagles. Because let's be honest, it's just showing the lack of knowledge on what you're talking about. I don't know. 2 sacks in a row from the red zone. Yeah, it wasn't just 1, it was 2. Exactly. And a throw short to the end zone. Exactly. Stepping out of bounds on a 2-point. There are things winners don't do. What's up, Observer? Media sleeping on Hurts' season. Josh Allen is the only quarterback with more touchdowns than him. Hurts has more rushing touchdowns. A.J. Brown, right now, 9 games is equal to an entire year of. Yeah, I mean, A.J. Brown's already over 1,000 yards this year. I mean, that says enough right there. I know the turnovers got to get cleaned up, and they didn't have the turnover problem on Sunday, the Eagles. But Jalen Hurts is having a way better season than people realize. And he's doing it on a bum knee. Dak Prescott would not be doing what Jalen Hurts does if his knee was banged up like it is. Dak Prescott would be sitting out. And you'd see Ben DiNucci back out there or something like that. Like, I don't think it's not just the disrespect to the Eagles, it's the disrespect to Jalen Hurts as well. Saying that Dak is a greater quarterback than Jalen Hurts and saying that with a straight face into a TV screen yesterday, putting it all over social media, it's just blatant disrespect. There's no way these guys that say this stuff on sports TV and sports content creating can actually believe what they're saying. But they do. And it's mind-boggling to me. I see everybody on the Dallas side or the anti-Eagle side, blaming the refs for Dallas's loss, blaming this, blaming that. Instead of looking from within. Why did we not win? Who needs to be better on our team? What can the coaches do? When we even win a game, Marshawn will say it. I can't. Marshawn always brings in the Negadelphian talk into the conversation, and we look from within. When we fail, we blame who. Why did the Phillies lose? Because they didn't have a closer. Because of this or that. Why did the Sixers lose in the second round? Because of Doc Rivers. Because of James Harden. Because of this and that. Joel Embiid has to be better. We don't blame. We might overreact in the heat of the moment about a ref, but 2 days later, we're still not talking about a referee changing the outcome of a game. That's the difference between Philadelphia and other cities. We hold ourselves accountable. We hold our teams accountable for their failures, and then we prop them up for their successes. And I think that's what makes Philadelphia such a special sports city. Back to the comments. NFL Reality Check. And Dak didn't outplay Hurts. So Pat outplayed Hurts in the Super Bowl because he was on one leg, but Hurts doesn't outplay Dak because he was on one leg. Make it make sense. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But we didn't blame anybody for us losing the Super Bowl. We looked at ourselves. Where do we need to be better? We needed a better defensive coordinator. Guess what? We got one. We needed to find a different running attack. We got a different running attack. That's what good teams do. They are great, and great smart fans do. They look from within. How do you feel encouraged when you lost another big game? I know we are bad, but man, are we this hard? Exactly. How does Dallas lose another big game like that? And I saw I think it was DeMarcus Ware walking by all the Cowboys Super Bowl trophies, saying, "Don't worry, we're good," and pointing to the trophies. Like, are you still living off your Super Bowl trophies from 30 years ago? Marcus Ware, you didn't even win one of those Super Bowl trophies with the Cowboys. So get out of here with that. The Observer Sports. Hertz has two things going against him when it comes to national media. He is playing in Philly, which is disliked market, and he's not the other quarterbacks in the league. I know what you're getting at with the other quarterbacks. And there might be some of that in the conversation. I'm not prepared to have that conversation, but there might be some of that for sure. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I guess to an extent, Lamar Jackson's not given the praise he deserves. The way Howie compartmentalizes this organization is genius. The team can have different parts and pieces replaced, and yet they still have success. I mean, Howie Roseman has proven that he is a legit GM, and I would have no doubt that he could fix any team in any sport in any league because he just thinks differently. He thinks now, the future, way down the line, he thinks of it all, and I love it. There is a lot of Cowboys in the national media. All we have is shady. Oh yeah, I got you. I was thinking for a second what you're saying, but yeah, there are a lot. There's a lot of Cowboys fans. There is. It is what it is. What's up, Kaba? I can't read that from a distance. Kaba Setafogo. I can't say that. Skip, I can handle. But Nick Wright is insufferable. I can't handle Skip either. Kaba. Ever since, and this is anti. This is he's such a Cowboys guy. Yet he years ago made such a disparaging comment towards Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott talked about being upset when his brother committed suicide, and Skip Bayless crushed him, saying it was not the right thing for the leader of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, to admit to his mental issues that he was dealing with. And I'm saying it very politely. I'm sure you could find the clip. He tore into Dak Prescott for saying basically he was upset his brother died. And ever since then, I will never think a single positive thing about Skip Bayless ever again. Shady holds us down too. Shady doesn't always give us credit. I mean, sometimes he does, but sometimes he doesn't. I can't wait for Micah to wear midnight green. Take back all the bad things he ever said about the Eagles. Take back all the bad things we ever said about him on the Cowboys. Maybe. Jalen Hurts is new to the game. Jalen Hurts is not new to the game. Jalen Hurts invented the game. No, I'm just kidding there. Jalen Hurts has been in the league since 2020. I mean, he is 25, and they did say that on the show or on the broadcast of the Eagles game. Imagine he's only 25 years old, and he's already this mature and this great of a leader. You're right. Dak is a good quarterback. He just isn't clutch. Exactly. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback too. Just isn't clutch. Not everybody has the clutch gene. And that doesn't mean you can't win a Super Bowl. You just need a great team around you with a great organization. We've seen it with Brad Johnson winning a Super Bowl, Trent Dilfer winning a Super Bowl. If you have great pieces around you, you can still win. But you better win because of other people coming up clutch. Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. He's in that 10, 12 range of quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe I'll do a top 10 quarterback list today at work after I do my top power rankings. Top quarterback power rankings. I'm going to do it today. I'm writing myself a note. I wonder if that can make my current power rankings of top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Mahomes is exciting. I think Jalen Hurts is pretty damn exciting too. I think Chiefs are the only team that could beat the Eagles. Most don't know they are most quite. Yeah. That's interesting. We'll get back to this in a second. So I got a poll that I put up on social media, and I will get into it. The teams in the AFC that scare you the most. I'll put that poll up in a minute. Jalen is 12-0 against teams with a winning record. Overcame a costly fumble. Put us up at 10 at halftime in the Super Bowl. Tied the game. Yeah, absolutely. He did have the fumble though. So, but we didn't blame other people for losing the Super Bowl. Jalen is more clutch than manual-driven automotive. What's Hurts' career record right now? He hasn't lost many. Well, obviously, he lost some games in 2021. But he's like 24-2 in the regular season in the last 2 years, something like that. It's insane. He's good. Jalen did exactly what he had to do. If we were down late, he would have thrown for more yards. Lazy journalism. Jeremy, spot on. I appreciate your comments. Make sure you hit that like button, follow button. New name. I haven't recognized you in the comments yet, but I appreciate it. And you're spot on. Winners find ways to win. And I would have had no doubt in my mind that if Jalen Hurts got the ball back and we were down because Dallas scored there at the end of the game, I would have had all the confidence in the world. We already talked about in the Super Bowl. If we got the ball back with a minute left, we thought the Eagles were still going to win. There's just a little extra there with Jalen Hurts, a little extra motivation, a little extra drive that always gives me the confidence that we'll always get the job done. The problem is that these guys don't know what to do with a smart dual threat quarterback. He's smart, well spoken, educated, and just well put together. He doesn't speak and just works. They can't sell it. Maybe. I'm with you on this. No Negadelphia. You know, Marshawn, I don't know if you follow Crossing Broad or Kincaid over at Crossing Broad. I don't know if it's on their website or other social media accounts. But just about the whole appreciating how great this Eagles team is and this run we are currently on, but that's not going to end anytime soon. And he hit it spot on with let's appreciate it a little bit more. I want to fire through these comments so I can put this poll question up. How was it the refs' fault? Didn't we have more penalties than them? What on Sunday against Dallas? We each had 10 penalties on Sunday against Dallas. Hurts needs to be more exciting. I don't know how. Maybe he needs to be more exciting off the field. Maybe he needs to get caught in a strip club or something. Maybe that's what he needs to do. Maybe he needs to go out and get a speeding ticket and drive his sports car 300 miles an hour. Maybe that's what he's got to do. But on the field, he's damn exciting. The dime he threw to Devontae Smith for a touchdown on Sunday was one of the most difficult throw and catches you'll see in the NFL. What is up, Eric? Good morning, my man. I can't get too excited when you pop in the comments. Everybody else gets jealous. Talk some trash. You don't have to talk trash. That's not what wins. Dimitri, what's up? You honestly feel like we have a better defensive coordinator now? Sean Desai, yeah, is better than Jonathan Gannon. Not as much as other people are going to say. I give Jonathan Gannon a little bit more credit than most do, but I do enjoy the style of defense that we're playing right now. And let's be honest, in the second half of football games this year, our defense has been lights out. I love it. All the pressure's on Dallas, and it's not even December. Dallas is a moment away from falling apart. We've got a lot of new names checking in. Fresh Edwards, what's up? We got to start early on both sides of the ball and finish that. If we adjust at halftime and smash people, that's the thing. We have been adjusting at halftime nonstop, and that's why. Salute. Yeah. How to the Core 12. That's right. For anybody new, the Core 12. They're the regulars here every single day. Dallas plus Miami equals paper tigers. Love it. All the hype about Miami, and now they yeah, exactly. That Miami win doesn't feel as special right now because of it. All we need is Shady. I don't know. Shannon Sharp has the Ravens as the best team in the NFL, and it's not even close. He won a chip with the Ravens. A little bit of bias. Now, I do think the Ravens are a better team than we realize. They are on this poll question, but I'm trying to get caught up on comments here that I have. Keyshawn keeps it real. I need Keyshawn. I need Mishan on this show. I need to talk with Mishan. Everybody tag on social media Keyshawn and the Beard of Knowledge and tell him that he needs to come on the real morning show. And we'll have Keyshawn on here. I would love that. Hurts is a dog. He works hard. That's why he is like he is. We got to get my guy healthy. Dude, Fresh Edwards, the bye couldn't have come at a better time, my man. We need him to get healthy so bad. And the bye is a perfect opportunity for him to rest that knee. I hope he's got that knee resting right now as we speak. No working out. I don't want him doing squats while we're on vacation. Romo is good, but he wasn't clutch either. That's something about Dallas quarterbacks not coming up clutch in the big moments. Go figure. The same skip that said, let's play ball while a player literally died on the field. Exactly. I mean, I didn't even get to that point. But yeah, you're spot on there. JJ and Dallas expect Dak to be a gunslinger. He is not. He's a game manager, and exactly. You're right there. Nick's handcuffs on the defensive coordinator scheme won't let us beat the Chiefs. I don't know. Do a Netflix show, do commercials. He does a lot of commercials. Have a personality. He has a major personality. The hate for Jalen Hurts' personality is coming through there. You're just jealous that you're stuck with Josh Allen, Matt Chatter. If you are a Cowboys fan and you feel you're a better team after a loss, you need a proper life assessment. Exactly. Good morning, Will Smith. Everybody's new to the show. Will Smith does watch the show on a regular basis. I love it. Cheesy jokes. I'm so cheesy in the morning. I hate the ref comments. 10 penalties each. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Judlin. Exactly. I mean, it's not. I don't even. I'm not even responding to it. Jalen needs to flip the double bird at the next knee question. That Armenia. Yeah, absolutely. The 49ers are frauds. Well, we're going to find out about them soon. Jalen is here to play football and win, not entertain you off the field. We play Hurts to play football, not do commercials. And also, he is the Jordan brand. How more exciting is that? He literally spent his offseason studying from Michael Jordan directly, talking to Michael Jordan how to be a better player and a better leader, not how to be a better entertainer. This is not entertainment. This is football. This is sport. This is athletics. Our pass defense is worrisome at times, but people forget we were as injured as anybody this year. Last year, we were incredibly healthy. Fantastic point, Jeremy. Fantastic. I mean, we are banged up in the secondary, getting Braden Robbie back after the bye, and he put out a tweet or an Instagram post, yes, I'll be back exactly after the bye, will be massive for the team. So very much, and the more we get Kevin Byard up to speed with our defense, I'm not worried about the defense as much as others. I see a few more big wins, more than two, a Super Bowl win or more. Yeah, we hope we get a Super Bowl win. Reality check. Amen. Yes. Is Hurts going to be a face or a heel? Hurts is a face. He is a face of all faces. He's not the Stone Cold face. He's more the baby face Hulk Hogan, the original Hulkamania. I can't stand you. Nobody can. Um, this catchphrases make him a face. Absolutely, his catchphrases make him a face. Has Hurts ever smiled? He has. Last week's game, he was mic'd up. Go back and watch the mic'd up version. Him on the sideline. Chatter. That's dumb as hell, bro. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we love you. But all right, let me put this up on the screen here. I ran a poll on social media after Sunday's game. Okay, and it brings up. Oh, thank goodness there were a few more votes because when I set this up before the show, there were exactly 666 votes. Now we're up to 671. All right, so the question is, who scares you in the AFC most? Because in my opinion, the Eagles are the face of the NFC. There's literally zero chance in my mind. Let me put a background up there so it looks a little bit better. There's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles are representing the NFC out of in the Super Bowl. So who do you fear the most? And somebody brought up how great the Ravens are. And there's almost 700 votes, and almost half of the votes are scared of the Baltimore Ravens the most, which is kind of shocking to me. To me, honestly, the Bengals are the team, and they got the least amount of votes in this poll at 20% of the votes. I'm scared of the Bengals. They're getting healthy. Their defense is good. Their defense mimics the Eagles. They're not scary, but they still make plays, and their offense can score. I know the Chiefs are the Chiefs. As long as they got Mahomes, they probably should have won this poll. But the Ravens, people are starting to see, at least Eagles fans are starting to see that the Ravens are a real legit scary team. The way they manhandled the Lions and the Seahawks 2 of the last 3 weeks, they are a really, really scary team. He's so new to the game. He's in his 4th year, so he's not new. Sorry, he's not a boyishly handsome as Josh Allen. Yeah, he's not doing golf outings on TV against Patrick Mahomes. Jalen also asked Jordan how to average 30, bada boom. The fact that Jalen Hurts reached out to Jordan, said, I want to learn from you on how to be a better leader and star, just sums it all up right there. Bro, he talks, he's 9-1. What else is like his talk is his play on the field. He doesn't need to talk, off the field. Hurts is a face, but is so stoic that he came off as a heel. But never forget, he is the face of the NFL. No matter how much he should be the face of the NFL, and that's the thing. You can come at me. I'm just saying here in Buffalo, unless I go out and seek Eagles like I do, you don't know they exist. Now that might be an interesting way of looking at it, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the fact that you have to do that. That you have to go out and look. He should be the front center person. right there with Patrick Mahomes, not Josh Allen, not some of these other guys. Justin Herbert is more well known than Jalen Hurts, and that's insanity, in my opinion. So does Hurts just sit up there and be a mute his entire presser? Maybe. Um, Eagles are America's team. I wish they were. No, Lamar Jackson is playing white out this year, better than Joe Burrow. Forget the Bengals. The Ravens are legit. See, the thing is, though, the Bengals will struggle to start. Remember, Joe Burrow got hurt on the first day of training camp. Did not even practice before the week 1 game. So there was some struggles early in the season. The last 2 weeks, the Bengals are starting to show something. The Bengals had a huge win this week. I'm starting to believe that the Bengals, who were one of my teams, before the season started, are a legit team. And at the end of the season, when you get the final 4 AFC teams, these 3 teams and somebody else, maybe the Jaguars, will be the final 4 teams in the AFC. But the Ravens are legit. You watch how they dominated the 2 NFC opponents they had recently. I mean, it's something. To be fair, 100% of athletes repeat the same few phrases 95% of the time. Probably, yes, probably. Um, Basically, he sit there and give his take on the game and is quietly positive. Ravens have a running back as their quarterback. Yeah, no, so do the Eagles, right? So you're going to have a Super Bowl with 2 running backs playing quarterback, right? Because they can't throw a ball. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson was something like 75, 80% completion percentage on Sunday, something like that. I think you agreed since Jump Street with me the Bengals would be a super good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've liked the Bengals since Joe Burrow first got drafted there, because he's just that good, and he's got that clutch gene that Jalen Hurts does. He literally has a touchdown dance of the gritty, which Justin Jefferson does. That's not entertaining for you. Yeah. Um, Look, but I see the thing is, I think what man chatter is he's not an Eagles fan. He's not from Philadelphia. He's not ingrained with the Philadelphia Eagles like we are on a regular basis. He has to go out. What he's actually saying actually proves my point that he is not the face of the NFL like he should be because he's not front and center all the time. So I think man chatter actually proved my point without realizing. Not just the Eagles, but any team has problems with the opposite team as a quarterback that can run into the ball like Lamar Jackson. Absolutely. Peanut, what's up? The guy loses 2 games in 2 years and people still hate him. Exactly. Exactly. Bill Belichick is quite mute all the time. One of the best coaches of all time. Not so good anymore, Jonathan. Not so good anymore. If Hurts beats a few more good teams, people are he doesn't have to beat any more teams. He made it to the freaking Super Bowl last year, man chatter. That's what I'm going to disagree with you. All I need is a bald fade. Jalen Hurts. I couldn't read that for a second. Mitch Apo. Great job. You're kicking ass over there on the edge of Philly, my man. I will agree Josh Allen should not get as much attention as Hurts. Exactly. That's all we're talking about. Harvey, I bet, but Chatter said he's never heard Hurts talk. So either Chatter lives, well, he lives in Buffalo area. So there's a part of it right there. So if for a National Football League fan, a fan of football, you would think Jalen Hurts would be more seen by the people outside of Philadelphia, but he's not. Because all the talk so far, Mister, after Sunday's big win for the Eagles, is how great Dallas looked. That's the problem. And I think Mad Chatter's proving my point of this. Facts. Facts. Just the facts, man. The Ravens and 49ers can both be dominant, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they lose round 1 of the playoffs. Jeremy, that's a fair point. The Lamar Jackson, he's a former MVP, but he's never really come up big in the playoffs. And the 49ers, according to Mad Chatter, they're frauds. I don't know about the word frauds, but they're not on the same class as the Eagles. But I can't wait for that Eagles 49ers game. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Jalen Hurts, next press conference. Absolutely. I love it. Who was that? Was that who said that? Marshawn Lynch said that? I forget who said that. You could say Hurts is number 2 quarterback after Mahomes, and I wouldn't have pushed back. But Burrow and Jackson are hot. Absolutely. I'm gonna put together a second power ranking, my quarterback power ranking. Don't you worry. I think we're starting to figure out what Mad Chatter's talking about. Reality Check, he has commercials with Tina Taylor, but he doesn't know who that is. I guess it means nothing. He does plenty of commercials. K1, What is up? Um, Belichick can't find young, good players who will accept the Belichick way anymore. I think his time is near done. I think his time is done. I think his style has passed him by and passed the league by. Mm. And I'm firing through questions here, comments here. Let me get the stop. Let me get the poll question off the screen for now, so you can see my pretty face again. His praise is way overrated. Well, it might be. We might be learning that the praise is overrated based off of how poorly he has done post Tom Brady era. We'll just say that. Observer's correct. Belichick is a do. Yeah, he's something, all right. Um, yeah, Bill just needs to retire and walk out on top. Well, he ain't walking out on top. He's walking out on the bottom, and he's leaving the franchise in shambles. I don't know if he's tarnishing his legacy at this point. I don't think you can ever take away what he has done. Because let's be honest, early Bill Belichick wasn't all Tom Brady early Bill Belichick. It was a system. It was a great defense as well. So you got to give Bill. You can't take away anything from Bill Belichick at this point of his career. Rex Ryan said, if the Cowboys play the Eagles in the playoffs, they will beat them after that game on Sunday. Coach, you need time up. So there's a reason why Rex Ryan ain't a coach in the NFL. I heard rumors floating around that he might coach again at some point, that there's some teams interested in him. Dude, there's a reason you're not a coach in the NFL, Rex Ryan. That's all I'm going to say about that. And this comment here from Marshawn proves it. Guys, we got 11 likes on YouTube, 5 on Facebook. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please. Lots of people rolling in, new names, everything in the comments section, not just the Core 12 today. So let's make sure we get those likes up. Let's get more people in. Let's help more people find this fantastic morning show. I am biased in saying that, but it is what it is. Miami win helps put Hurt's name out there. Rex and his wife need to stop sniffing cracked tooth feet. Oh, that's right. Rex Ryan loves feet, doesn't he? It's so weird. I'm so I'm just grossed out even thinking about it. Lifestyle aside, coach needs to ass his bam. Interesting comments at the end here as I'm catching up on the comments. I'm actually caught up on comments now, which is the first time all show pretty much. I'm not taking anything away, but you can hurt how people look at you just by the last 5 years of your career. People tend to forget anything over 5 years. Just saying. All right, yeah, that's fine. I get it. But I think his overall legacy is safe because of it's not like he won 1 or 2 titles. He won a lot of titles. And he won a lot of football games. Um, some will say he's the best coach of all time. Maybe the last year or two knocks him down to the second greatest coach of all time. But he will go down in history as one of the 3 or 4 best coaches ever, no matter what happens this year or after this year. Just my opinion. Ryan and Tarantino have a thing for feet. Didn't Rex Ryan have a thing for Mark Sanchez's wife too? Or was it Mark Sanchez himself? Doesn't he have like Mark Sanchez's wife tattooed on him? I don't know. Rex Ryan was a weird dude. A really weird dude. We need to adjust that core 12 because I'm here every morning with you. I will be down to the pizza shop to buy me a pie. All right, we'll call it the core 13 for Will Smith here, for sure. Um, Love you guys punching it at part time. Look, the core 12, there's not just 12 names. The core 12 is just a cool hashtag and it's a cool sounding name. Everybody that's here every single day. And I love the people that come for the first time. There have been a lot of new names in the comments so far today. And I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Tom won him 6. Okay. You don't win 6 Super Bowls without at least being a decent head coach. I'm not taking any of the Super Bowls away from Bill Belichick. I'm not taking any credit away from him. I think Belichick, to keep doing it his way, will have to go back to a college level where the players will buy into it. He's not going to go to college though. Like there's a really strong chance he's done at the end of the year with New England. And my guess is he takes a year or two off. He's got to be getting up there in age. Somebody want to Google search how old he is and put in the comments. He's got to be up there in age at this point. He probably says I'll take a year or two off, then realizes, he's done. Maybe he has one last run in the sun, like Dick Vermeil did at like 70 some years old. But most likely he's done. For sure. He is a great coach, but there's no denying he needed Tom Brady more than Tom Brady needed him. Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl at 40-some years old in Tampa Bay kind of sort of proves that point. I get it, but I'm not taking anything away from him whatsoever. Belichick found Brady a good quarterback and was nothing without him in the end. He did find Tom Brady, though. And he did build Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't this all elite quarterback when he came out of Michigan. But you got to give Belichick some credit for getting Brady to the point that he got to. The Cowboys are looking 4 weeks ahead at you, and you know who the Eagles take the season week by week. The best team, yeah, the Cowboys, and let's get off of Belichick, let's get off of feet, let's get back to the Eagles, which is the point here. Um, the Eagles go week by week. The Cowboys are already focusing on 4 weeks from now. The next time they face the Eagles. What about all the games till then, Dallas? You're going to overlook teams. That's how trap games happen. That's how we lost to the Jets. We trapped ourselves looking to the Dolphins. And the Jets stink, guys. You know, I was ready to put the Jets in my top 10 in my power rankings this week, and they go out and their offense can't score 2 points. Well, they scored 6, but, you know, like, the Jets stink, man. And the Jets should fire their GM, everybody that keeps relying on Zach Wilson. You're doing a disservice to the fans and that franchise there, without a doubt. Tarantino's thing for feet is next level. I don't even want to know about it, K1. Do not want to know about it. I think feet are gross, and I will always think feet are gross. Um, I'll say this about Jalen and Dak. You don't get judged until the playoffs. Joel had 48 points in 3 quarters last night, but if he doesn't show up against the Celtics on Wednesday, then it's all for nothing. Marshawn, spot on. But the thing is, Jalen showed up in the playoffs. He got his team to the Super Bowl, had a hell of a Super Bowl. Almost came this close. But I get the point of Joel, and that's kind of like a segue. As we get ready to reset, we are going to bring the Sixers into the conversation. How different the Sixers look right now as a franchise and as a team under Nick Nurse and this new direction that they're going in with 2 stars and a lot of role players. I mean, it's pretty refreshing. I watched the whole second half of that game last night, and it was very refreshing. Ryan had an issue with a media specialist nudes for some reason. I don't even know anything. I don't remember. It's been so long. That defense won Tom Brady many Super Bowls. '07, the year they relied on offense, they lost. I think people, Jeremy, will forget how great the the Patriots defense really was in the early part of the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, uh, dynasty. That defense was borderline one of the best you've ever seen. And I think people forget that for sure. And they give Tom Brady all the credit. But yeah, I agree with you. Belichick started coaching in the NFL in the 70s. He's an absolute living legend and should have the Coach of the Year trophy named after him. That's actually a bold statement there, mister. I don't necessarily know if I agree or disagree with it. I would have to think about it. Um, but you might be onto something. People rename trophies based off of legendary players when they retire. Maybe Belichick becomes that. Has he? But my question, Mister, has he won Coach of the Year ever? He's got to have won at least once or twice, right? Adam saying Bill Belichick 71. Yeah, so he retires after this year or resigns, takes a year or two off. Maybe he comes back at 73, 74 to another franchise, then flames out in a year or two. I don't know. I'm okay moving on from him. Coaching is a young person's game now. I think the NFL has evolved too much for Bill Belichick. It might have. Um, I just it's coaching in general has evolved. How many 70-plus-year-old coaches are there in the NFL or in any sports that matter that are successful year in and year out? Coaching in sports nowadays has turned into a young person's game. That's why you see so many coaches in their 40s and 40, like mid 40s, even sometimes in their, wasn't Sean McVay like 38 when he started coaching? There's so much work to put into a game nowadays and coaching. They spend so much time in the office. Being old, it's not conducive. You need your naps. You need to go to bed at a certain time. I mean, I'm 40, 42, and I need to go to bed at a certain time. But Brady went to a Tampa Bay team that was literally a quarterback away from the Super Bowl before he got there. It was sliding into perfect. Yeah, it was. I mean, he had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin already there, a really good defense. Teams have bad games, Phil. Of course they have bad games. Doesn't mean the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. Doesn't mean Dak's better than Jalen Hurts. If the Cowboys lose to the Giants with Danny DeVito at quarterback, I don't know what to say. Dude, I've never rooted for the Giants so much, but I will root for the Giants massively just to prove a point to literally everyone. Excuse me. You can have the greatest D in the world, but with no quarterback, it not winning. Well, I mean, the Ravens won with Trent Dilfer and a great defense. Tampa Bay won with Brad Johnson and a great defense. So it hasn't happened in a while, but it can happen. Do Eagles play Bills, Chiefs, or Bengals coming up? I mean, we play the Bills and the Chiefs 2 of our next 3 games. So yes, we do. And the 49ers, not the Bengals. What is your problem with feet? They're just gross. They're just gross. I don't know why the Jets don't go out there and get Wentz. He's solid, and the Jets have a solid offensive line. I mean, I don't know why nobody's there. There's been a lot of injuries in the NFL with quarterbacks. The Giants, the Jets, Washington, Arizona. There's a lot of teams that could use Carson Wentz right now, and no one's giving him a call. So that's something right there. That's concerning. Bills, Chiefs, Niners. Yeah, is that the order? Bills? No, it's Chiefs first. I don't know, but yeah, we're playing all 3 of those teams in our next 3 games. I'm setting you up, fam, for segues. I love it. I love it. We are going to dive into the Sixers in a little bit here. Sixers look stupid, solid, and cohesive. Duck. I mean, look, the comment before, it means nothing if they lose to Boston on Wednesday night. I got it, but they look like they're having fun out there. They look like they're confident. Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris look like totally different players. Furkan Korkmaz 2 games in a row with huge minutes and playing well. It's like you change your coach from Doc Rivers to Nick Nurse, things change. You get rid of the drama. You don't have the Ben Simmons or James Harden drama. We don't need a 3rd star. We got plenty of players. I always said 2 stars, and a lot of role players. All you need. And they look so different right now. The Chiefs are the next team. It's called football, after all. Yeah, haha. It's called foosball. Foosball. You are too much. I love it. I love the way you did that. I need K1 to put his actual profile picture in there so I can see what K1 actually looks like instead of hiding behind some random graphic. Um, who was coaching when Bledsoe went to the Super Bowl? Honestly, I don't even remember. It might have been Bill Belichick still. They can name a Boston street after Belichick or an athlete. Yeah, absolutely. Cowboys are not even in the same league as the Eagles. That's what we're talking about. That's his whole point. But yet there's so many people across the country that think they're right on par. The Broncos won with a broken pay. I forgot about it. Yeah, I brought up the others. The Broncos was a little bit more recent. Didn't Peyton Manning had his neck was barely being held together. Edge. Defenses can win a Super Bowl. But at least you had Peyton Manning in that situation, who was a legend, and the moment wasn't too big for him. I will give Peyton some credit for that, but you're right. Come on, Phil, get in there. Stop. We need to explore this. No. Not at all. You beat the Chiefs, and media don't push Eagles. Dude. If we beat the Chiefs next week, is it Sunday night or Monday Night Football? My man Kyle will be at the game in Kansas City. Hopefully, getting some good Kansas City barbecue before the game, Kyle. They'll still talk about the Chiefs almost won or this or that. They'll say, well, this doesn't get revenge for losing in the Super Bowl. The narrative will not be pro Philadelphia. And that's the point. You're right. Peyton was broken, but Denver ran the offense effectively to counteract Peyton's flaws. Peyton had to just not mess up, and that D could carry him. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we're saying. You can win with a great defense and a game manager as well. Yeah, I got you. Eagles play Chiefs Monday night, the week of Thanksgiving. NFL knows how to make money. Ratings will be through the roof. Absolutely. It is Thanksgiving week. I have to come up with my Thanksgiving schedule. Will I do a Thanksgiving morning show? Can't say that I will. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I've done a Thanksgiving morning show in the past. Hasn't always been a highly rated show, but we'll think about it. I think we would have had a better chance last year if we weren't playing on an ice skating ring because of our defensive line was amazing. But Duck, when we make excuses or we discuss the Super Bowl, is that the first thing we discuss? Or discuss the fumble, the holding penalty that James Bradbury committed, the offsides that I it's a part of the equation, sure. But we're not using that as the main reason why we lost. Kansas City was the better team. Plain and simple. Dallas is literally taking no responsibility for losing to the Eagles on Sunday. In fact, the media is blaming everybody else. The team is blaming everybody else but Dallas. And I say it. I've said it 1,000 times today alone. Great teams and great quarterbacks find ways to win games that they should lose. The Eagles had every reason to lose that game, but you know what? They're a great team with a great leader at the top, and great teams find ways to win. Average teams win them sometimes, lose them other times, lose them more often than not. Below average teams just lose everything. And that's the whole point of this whole show. Great teams win. Average teams, they come up small. Adam, you're saying I need a Thanksgiving pizza stuffing turkey and cranberry. Call it the pizza gobbler. Maybe I'll take some of my Thanksgiving leftovers and make a pizza out of it. Personally, I love Thanksgiving in general. Like, I love watching football, chilling on the couch, hanging out, whatever. I think turkey is one of the most. I eat it once a year on Thanksgiving, and that's it. I hate cranberry sauce. I love good stuffing with some mashed potatoes and gravy. But honestly, I could do without turkey, man. Turkey is so overrated. No, we aren't using it as a crux. But see, and that's what Dallas would be using that as the if Dallas was in the Eagles spot last year, which they're not a good enough team to do that. But if they were, their number one argument would be the field. Put us on another field and we would have won. That's all you would hear about. It was something we should have adjusted to the first defense series went and we were slipping. You bring multiple cleats. Yeah, exactly. Change your cleats, make adjustments to your game plan, whatever it may be. But Dallas would have made that, and Skip Bayless and the national media would have made it all about the field and nothing else. And that's the problem that I have. The state of Arizona really messed up two major championships for this city. They did. They did. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I hate cranberry sauce too. The holiday itself, I enjoy. This year, it's going to be a little different. The last couple of years, we've gone away for Thanksgiving with some friends. This year, we'll be around the house. I don't know. I do enjoy the theory of Thanksgiving. When I was a kid, I hated it. When I was a kid, my family used to have all our cousins. We'd have like 35 people in our house for Thanksgiving dinner. And dude, it was so stressful in our house as a kid. All the cousins coming over, all the families, all the work to go into it. It annoyed me. I'd rather be in a smaller group than a massive group like that. But I can't get. I hate the meal at Thanksgiving. That's the problem. I hate pumpkin pie and stuff like that. Like, I just don't do it. Crescent crust. Um, we already have a pizza gobbler. Yeah, exactly. Ed, yeah. No, we don't. You do, not me. My man Pat is the man. I love Pat Bernard. And if you're not watching him or following him, you're missing out. But I don't have a pizza gobbler. You have a pizza gobbler. Let's make sure we get that right. Gravy. You gotta have lots of gravy on your turkey and your stuffing and your mashed potatoes. Otherwise, turkey sucks. Nick Nurse style basketball expands Embiid's game. Now he's passing and playmaking like Jokic. I think that's a perfect opportunity, Mista, for me to take a little segue here. Let's do my hard reset. It's 9 a.m. in the morning here. You're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. I am Phil Stiefel. Follow me on social media, all platforms, at Bearded Knowledge. Make sure you hit the like button. We're at 17 likes on YouTube, 6 on Facebook. Likes, shares, subscribe, follows. It's free to do it. Hit those buttons. I'd greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. It helps this show grow massively as we are with all the new people, all the work you guys do hitting those like and shares. That's why we got all these new names in here this morning. So keep pounding those buttons. And we're going to continue on here Trending in the AM every day, every morning, 8 a.m. I got a jam-packed show tomorrow. Great time to segue here. I have Justin Crosby coming on tomorrow at 9 a.m. You guys wanted him back. Sixers writer for Philadelphia Sports Network. He'll be on. And Corey, one of our new Eagles writers, will be joining me in the first half of the show to talk Eagles. And he's going to criticize my power rankings when I release them on the show. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. 2 great guests joining us this bye week tomorrow. So that's that. And back to it. Mashed potatoes and turkey topping. Nick Nurse style basketball. Let's talk a little Sixers, guys. I hope you don't mind if we segue a little bit to the Sixers here for a little while. You just made a thin crust turkey pot pie. For some reason, I prefer Thanksgiving dinner like after Thanksgiving. Make a turkey soup, turkey noodle soup with all this stuff. Make a pot pie. Use it for other things, but just Thanksgiving, all the work that goes into that dinner, I hate it. Joel 6 assists a game. Joel Embiid hasn't even played the fourth quarter the last 2 games. He's played under 31 minutes 3 of the last 4 games because his team and the schedule's been a little light. Let's not bounce around it. Game 1 against Milwaukee, we lost by 1. That was the last time we had a real opponent. Phoenix, it was Saturday or Sunday when we played Phoenix. They were missing Booker and Beal. So we haven't played, juggernaut opponents yet, the Sixers. But man, you know, they just look different. And is it really that like we used to crush and before this show was even on this network, when it was on my previous network, I used to crush Doc Rivers so much. And I'm like, I can't even call him Doc. He's only known as I banned the name Doc on this show for a while. And you had to call him Glenn Rivers or your comment wouldn't be heard. Was Doc Rivers that bad of a head coach? Was James Harden that big of a problem on this team? Because through 6 games right now, and I know they're 5-1, they're tied for first in the Eastern Conference. Early in the season, obviously. Was it that bad? Was Doc Rivers that bad? Was James Harden that bad? Because you basically got rid of Doc Rivers for a new coach, and you got rid of James Harden for a bunch of role players who haven't even really contributed major. Nicholas Batum had a great game yesterday, being with the team for one day. He played, 17 minutes last night? Played fantastic. I'm a Batum fan now. Not a Foot fan, but a Batum fan. Really did making those 2 changes, were they really what's held this team back? Because I've been very cautious about getting myself excited for this Sixers team. Very, very cautious. Yet, I'm sucked back in. Like, I know Doc River or Joel Embiid hasn't gotten out of the second round, but I'm sucked in. Like, my emotions are right back in 110%, all in. That's how good they're playing. There's that word again, hate. I do use the word hate a lot. Hate's a strong word. Just make a Thanksgiving ham and shit. I hate ham. I'm gonna use the word hate. Ham is the worst meat ever made. We have a whole crap ton of other foods. We being Italian, we used to do a lot of Italian things at our Thanksgiving. There was always a lasagna or a chicken parm or something like that. There was always a baked pasta and some meatballs and brujol at Thanksgiving as well. But obviously the turkey was always the centerpiece. Um, but yeah, I don't do ham. I'll make just a homemade lasagna over it any day. Thanksgiving pizza. I don't know, man. I can't do it. Phil can come to Orlando for Florida Thanksgiving seafood. I'll be in Florida for Christmas. My wife is a great cook from North Carolina. I eat great tasting food every night. That's why Thanksgiving doesn't impress me. If you eat great food every night, that's the thing. Thanksgiving, turkey is like you can. I'm a good cook. I consider myself a good cook. I know how to season stuff well. You can't make a good turkey. You can't make a great turkey. You can make a good turkey, but there's no way to make a great turkey. Um, that's how we should have been using Embiid most of the season. Exactly. Can we get a thanks? Everybody wants a Thanksgiving pizza. I guess. Yeah, I'm jealous too. Did the Celtics lose last night? The Celtics did lose last night. But tube socks. I got you. I got you. The Sixers are likable again, and it only took 6 games. It's not like we're 40 games into the season. All of a sudden, the Sixers are a good team. They're fun. Like, they're enjoyable. You don't hate, like, you're not I'm not sitting in my seat waiting for the collapse. And there might be bad games. You're not going to win every game, but they're fun. And I think the key isn't that they're likable or that they're a fun team to watch. It looks like the actual Sixers are having fun. And I think that's a big part of it. Everybody seems on the same page. Everybody seems to be having fun. Nobody's worried about distractions. They're just going out there and playing ball. Mista tortured himself. He said he watched the Clippers game last night, James Harden's debut. He hit a few big shots, but he was lazy on defense as usual. I mean, didn't the Clippers lose last night? I don't even know. Phil has meatballs and spetzel. Great turkey equals brined and smoked with apple wood. Well, I don't have a smoker, and I've never learned how to smoke. But Kyle, you can come over to my house and cook Thanksgiving dinner for me. All right, you'll be in Kansas City for Monday Night Football. Fly through Philly, stop over at my house, cook my turkey, then you can head home to your family. Or you just bring your family up here and you can take some of the dogs home with you on your way home. Um, I'm sure my wife was listening in at that exact moment. My wife is the reason I'm 40 pounds overweight. So there's pros and cons. I'm a little heavier than I need to be too. We don't judge the dad bods, and even if you're not a dad, we don't judge the dad bods in this world here. But the Sixers, man, like if you look, like I know last night it was the Washington Wizards, and the Wizards are basically in tank mode, which I don't understand why they gave Kyle Kuzma so much money if they're in tank mode. But the Washington Wizards stink at this point. Let's no doubt about it. There's no reason they shouldn't have won by 18 points last night. But you go through this box score and you look at how people are playing. Tyrese Maxey, I mean, if there was ever any doubt that Maxey wasn't the guy, I think through 6 games you're seeing he is. Joel Embiid, we talked about him doing less, scoring less, being more of a team player, and he is with the 6 assists, but he's still as dominant as ever on offense. There's literally, he has actually gotten better when we thought he was actually going to take a step back. Tobias Harris, the confidence that he's playing with. Kelly Oubre, I'd still like to see him come back off the bench. And either Batum, Covington, Morris coming, into that starting role. But I mean, you look at it last night, and I know everybody played. They played all 15 guys because it was a blowout and stuff like that. But you got Furkan Korkmaz the last 2 nights playing meaningful minutes off the bench. Where the hell? I mean, Furkan Korkmaz, the Turkish Bullet, the Turkish MJ, whatever you want to call him. Like everyone talked about all offseason that Nick Nurse was going to be this great guy for the young players, the Jalen Springers of the world, the Paul Reeds, the younger guys that didn't get an opportunity under Doc Rivers. Nick Nurse was going to unlock this youth of this team. DeAnthony Melt. Obviously, they talked about Tyrese Maxey. But actually, what Nick Nurse has done, he's created an environment, a culture. He's created a culture in six games, basically, in a couple of months. Okay? He's created a thing where your veterans, your leaders of your team, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, are all of a sudden playing better. Kelly Oubre, I mean, I know he had a bad game last night shooting, but he didn't shoot last night well, but he still stayed involved in the game. All of a sudden, Kelly Oubre is a better player than he ever was because Nick Nurse has already worked on building up the confidence of these players. So while all the focus was on what will Nick Nurse mean for Springer or Paul Reed or some of these young guys, what Nick Nurse means for Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, like I said, throw Furkan Korkmaz's name in there. He said after the game last night, Nick Nurse, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly, but it's all about giving people opportunities and seeing how they do. I gave Furkan an opportunity, and look, I can't take him out of the lineup now. That says something right there. Yes, this is a no judgment zone. Except you guys judge me all the time. It's okay. A deep fried turkey, I like to call it. We did a deep fried turkey once years ago. It didn't really impress me. The crispy skin was really good, but that was about it. Tobias looked like the 180 million player this team paid for. So funny. Tobias gets crap for his contract. I know that. You know that. We all know that. But honestly, Tobias Harris's contract is not such a crazy number now. Because, I mean, what's he making? $38 million a year? Like 3 years ago, that was like top 3 in the NBA. Now, with all these other players making $50 and $60 million a year, it's just an average contract now. Like, if Tobias Harris is a free agent at the end of the season, if the Sixers want to bring him back, he might get $30 million a year. Again, like multi-year deal. And that would be a steal. Because nowadays, $30 million is nothing in the NBA. It's insane the way NBA contracts have gotten. Who plays Thanksgiving? Well, obviously Dallas plays and Detroit. I don't know who they play. If you really want to know, I could pull up the NFL schedule. Schedule NFL. That would be this week. The Thursday games on Thanksgiving. Your first game is Green Bay at Detroit, which is going to be interesting because Detroit's actually good on Thanksgiving for the first time in a while. Washington at Dallas is your 4:30 game, which is interesting because Washington's still playing and Dallas we hate more than ever before. And then the night game is actually a really solid matchup. San Francisco going to Seattle on Thanksgiving evening. That's a hell of a matchup there. That could be for the NFC West crown that game. So there are actually three very intriguing matchups on Thanksgiving. Not gonna lie at all. Am I wrong here in saying that? Like it really is, you know, pretty basic today. So to answer this, first off on Detroit, um, Detroit will always play on Thanksgiving because they're owned by the Fords, and the Fords are one of the major sponsors of the NFL. And their stadium's called Ford Field. As long as the Fords or the Ford family owns the Detroit Lions will always be on Thanksgiving. I don't know about Dallas. I think Dallas kind of got linked in because of all the Thanksgivings with John Madden and the eight turkey legs and giving them to the Dallas Cowboys offensive line and whatnot. Um, I'll be honest. I love that the Eagles aren't regularly on Thanksgiving. I'd rather just watch random football on Thanksgiving. I hate the few times the Eagles play on Thanksgiving. I hate it. I'd rather them not play on Thanksgiving. And I'd rather watch all these other teams play on Thursday. Sweet potato pie. I don't like sweet potatoes that much. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. The NFL does not own the Lions. The Ford family owns the Lions. Ford cars. I don't know if you ever heard of Ford. It's this little car dealership that's just starting out. But they own the Lions, and yeah, that is why they're on Thanksgiving every year. They make so much money, Detroit, on that, and the NFL does. So yeah, I have no problem with that. I'd rather all these other teams play on Thanksgiving than us. I hate Thanksgiving. I don't like when the Sixers are on Christmas now, 2 years in a row. I don't want my teams playing on the holidays. I want the holidays to be casual sports fan, eating great food, chilling with the family, doing whatever, and casual sports watching. I'd rather that. I would hate to be a. I mean, I guess if you're in Detroit, it's part of like your Thanksgiving tradition, going to the game and coming home for dinner, or vice versa, or whatever, or tailgating with your Thanksgiving dinner at the stadium. Like it could be, it's probably part of your tradition, and I'll have to ask Jason about that after the show. But I rather not play on Thanksgiving. I just I want to chill out. I don't want to be stressed. Like Sunday, Eagles, Cowboys. I was stressed out. Wednesday night, tomorrow, I'll be stressed out. Sixers, Celtics. I don't want to be stressed out on a holiday. And I'm already stressed out enough if I've got to feed a boatload of people. Like I don't want to stress out about my sports team either. And if I do have my sports team playing on Thanksgiving, I don't want all these people coming over to my house anyway. When I watch sports, I like to watch them alone, just so I can focus and pay attention and stress out in my own way. I don't need all these other people, you know, forcing me to casually watch as I entertain. So I am not a fan of my sports team playing on holidays. If that it shouldn't just be Thanksgiving. I got to loop Christmas into it. Like I love basketball on Christmas, the NBA on Christmas, but I don't want the Sixers playing in it. Phil needs a relaxing pedicure for Thanksgiving. Of course. I had a pedicure once, like 2 years ago on it. When we went to Mexico a couple years ago, we got, this whole massage, manicure, pedicure, combo package, like couples thing, and they were doing that pedicure on my feet, and I'm just sitting there watching this random lady give me I'm like, "What in the holy hell is happening right now?" Um so you're absolutely right. I do not want the Eagles to play on Thanksgiving. I was so stressed on Sunday playing the Cowboys at the end of the game where they almost gave up the game. Exactly. I want holidays to be stress free. They're already stressful enough with everything else that's going on with the holiday. I'd rather watch stupid football. Teams that I don't like, I might not stress out, but I'll watch that Washington Dallas game this year on Thanksgiving and I'll be rooting for Washington. But I'm not going to be stressing out if Dallas wins. San Francisco, Seattle. I'm going to be stressing out about that game because one of those teams might have to come to Philly in the playoffs. But it doesn't mean anything that day to me. I'd rather ignore it and just have it on in the background. as entertainment. All sports commentators are like that. They like watching sports alone. I really do like watching sports alone. I do wanna do a live stream and, like, have the game on here and chat with you people during the game. It's just my office isn't really conducive for that, like, and I don't wanna move my equipment out to my living room. So I wouldn't mind watching it and commenting on it with you guys at the same time. But yeah, I don't like watching games with 20 people. I don't like watching games with 60,000 people. I like to watch my games myself and just focus. So that when I come on here and talk, I know what I'm talking about. Um, if the Eagles would have lost against the Cowboys, I would have came to work and not talked to no one. If the Eagles had lost to the Cowboys and it was Thanksgiving, I would have kicked everybody out of my house and said, "Thanksgiving's over, guys." I literally would have. If the Sixers lose on Christmas, I get pissed off. I don't want to be pissed off on Christmas. I want to drink a beer and sit around my Christmas tree. What do you mean, you people? What do I mean? I mean you people. That's what I mean. Did I stutter? That's about it for that one. All right, we're coming down to the final 10, 12 minutes of the show today. So whatever else you guys want to get out of your system, whatever jokes you want to get out of me, whatever it is, it's time. But I think that the theory that I wanted to bring up, I'm going back to the Kevin Kincaid video about Negadelphia and enjoying this Eagles run. I really want to bring in, are we the core 12 or core 13? It will always be the core 12, but the core 12 can grow past 12 people. Hence, Will Smith is part of the core 12 now. My Detroit Thanksgiving go like this. I get up, do my rap battles. I don't even know where this is going. Anyway, so with the Kevin Kincaid Negadelphia conversation, I wanted to bring it up. Is that who would have thought, with all of the losses, losing the Super Bowl, losing the second round for the Sixers, Phillies losing the World Series last year, then getting knocked out in the championship round this year, that there would be so much positivity still around the Philadelphia sports team. The Eagles are still the favorites. The Sixers have sucked everybody back in. Phillies postseason or free agency is beginning, and the positivity is still there. We are in not just a special time in Philadelphia Eagles history that we have to appreciate. We are in a special time of Philadelphia sports. And I think it's very important for us as Philadelphia sports fans to really truly appreciate this and grasp how special this run is. What is going on here? I don't know what was going on the side screen. It said something on the side screen. I don't know what it was, but it said chat disconnected for a second. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, if you guys tried to say something and it didn't come through, I don't know what chat disconnected for a moment means, um, but it did. Um, I think it's a very special time, and I think we got to appreciate it because for the young ones, they don't understand, but for the older generation, like some of us are, we remember how bad the Philadelphia sports scene was in the late '80s, early '90s. We remember how bad the Philadelphia sports scene was in the mid '90s, early late '90s. We remember, so many of the bad moments. I mean, we've done the numbers before. How few championships there are in the Philadelphia sports scene. I really truly think we need to truly appreciate how great of a moment we are right now in Philadelphia. Hell, even the Flyers are trending in the right direction. Trending in the AM, trending in the right direction. The Union in the playoffs again. Don't the Union play tonight? I don't even know. Should I even look to see if the Union play tonight? I think the Union play tonight or tomorrow night. I don't even know. I click on soccer and it doesn't come up with MLS. It comes up with other stuff. I don't even know how to find the MLS schedule on ESPN. There it is, MLS schedule. Um, Scores. They don't play tonight. They play tomorrow, and they got a 1-0 lead over the New England Revolution um, in that playoff series. So, like, even that, like, there is so much positive in the Philadelphia sports world right now that we need to appreciate it better. Pat Bev is why PJ Tucker got traded. Dude plays super tough. Yeah. Pat Beverly hasn't even done anything to score yet for the Sixers, but he's leaving his imprint on every game so far. Let me pull up the box scores again from last night. How many minutes did Pat Bev play last night? Pat Bev played 12 minutes last night. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block, and he was a plus 27 last night. Hold on, can I repeat that? In 12 minutes, Pat Beverly was a plus 27. He scored 6 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, a block, and a steal. Can you talk about that? Like, that's insane. That is an insane stat line for Pat Beverly. Super tough for the 10th of the price. Absolutely. 8-1 feels so good going to the bye. It does. Union should get back to the MLS Cup, but Miami seems to be unstoppable. I meant to get El Parcero on JP from a lot of different sites that you guys know him from to talk a little Union. I just haven't even had a chance to reach out to him. Maybe I'll get him to come on here after Wednesday. Maybe I'll get him on here on Thursday or Friday to talk the Union game on Wednesday night for a few minutes. It's always good to give the Union a little bit of credit. Clippers lost to the Knicks last night. 4 minutes left, and Lou took the starters out as they were down 16. I mean, it's sad. I feel so bad for them. I don't really care about the Clippers. I'm happy that the Clippers lost last night, even though it's a conference rival Knicks team that beat them. I don't care. Look, we're in a special time right now. We really are. Is LP still with DSM? I don't. He's with the All City Philly sports team now, and he does all his content over with the new All City Sports Philly team where Gargano and all those other big names went. He was signed to be part of the All City Philly Union team. So I don't think he's part of DSM directly anymore. Just like me, he'll never fully leave DSM. You know, we'll always support them guys over there. Dylan and Scotty still do great work over there when they can. The system. That's right. All right. I think we're going to start the wrap up process a little early. It's the bye week. So if I give you guys like 5 less minutes of content, you guys won't hate me, right? Because it ain't easy doing this every single day. So 5 less minutes won't hurt. Yeah, DSM's my brothers too, man. You know, when I was in a bad situation with my first network, they gave me a place to continue. They supported the start of the morning show over 2 years ago now. So I love Dylan and Scotty. They're great people. They really are, and they really do know their sports really, really well. Marshawn, that's where Marshawn. We always talk about the core 12. Marshawn's part of the core before Philadelphia Sports Network, right? So, yeah, pimping ain't easy. It is. It isn't. It is not at all. Anyway, so we're going to start the wrap up process here. So by the time the wrap up process is over, it might already be 9:30. But we're only at 18 likes on YouTube, guys, and we're only on 6 on Facebook. Gotta pound that like button for me. Gotta pound that share button, subscribe button. If you watch this show on replay and you drop comments, I will do my best to respond. But you gotta tune in live to have your voice heard live to the #1 sports show here in Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure. Bye week means short. We're still at an hour and 23 minutes right now. I think that's pretty damn solid, Peanut. I think the last Birds Beer and BS show went like 37 minutes. So you got to up your game a little bit to catch up to me. The statistician always travels from network to network as well. And I saw Kyle. Kyle was supporting me last night. He went out there and he called Liam out. And you got to be watching PSN because last night, not only did I do the morning show, Liam had his show. The Phillies podcast did a show last night. You got Flipping the Birds tonight. There's lots of great content. And obviously, we got lots of Sixers great content on this channel as well. Not only read the website, phillysportsnetwork.com, but you should be watching all the shows on Philly Sports Network's YouTube page. Phil, you and I go back. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You've been supporting me for a lot longer. You, Adam, Peanut, Kyle, you guys were with me before Philadelphia Sports Network and before the Core 12. Yeah, I saw you duck comment on the Phillies show. I tuned in late. I kind of had to go pick up my car from the dealership last night after work, so I got home at about 8:30 and put it on while I was watching the Sixers game. I was busting Liam. Dude, it's so funny when you guys bust on Liam. It really is. Yes, we go back. Yeah, but it is hilarious when you guys bust on him. I really enjoy it. Great show. Once again, thank you, Adam. I appreciate you very much. 37 minutes is all I can muster. Well, if you didn't drink so much on your show, or before this show, or maybe if your co-host, Jeff, actually can help you out and provide some form of entertainment on your show, you wouldn't have to do all the work for 37 minutes. That's the thing. If you had a real co-host, Peanut, that knew what he was doing, you wouldn't have so many problems. That's all I'm gonna say. And you could quote me on that. Not just you. Um, Liam needs to do every day stream. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is not enough. But he's got boo-boos on his fingers, so he can't do a show every day. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that follow button, subscribe button. I was watching Liam's stuff when he first started, so I've been watching PSN for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and watched some of the original PSN content just to get an idea. There used to be some big time views on Philadelphia Sports Network. We need to get this show up to some of those 1,000 view shows. Um, I'm happy with the 200 plus views a day. But I want thousands of views. We're at 230 comments today. I want 2,300 comments on the show. I don't know how I'd keep up with them all, but I would love it. I need Liam to bring back NFL head coach. So is that when he would break down footage? Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. You guys have a great Tuesday. It's election day. If you want to vote, get out and vote. If you don't want to vote, don't bitch and moan. That's all I could say. If you want to vote for something extra special, vote for a pizza party at work today. I love saying that. Or vote for none of the above. There. I'll end with that. Don't vote for me. Vote for none of the above. I'll give you that one there. 8-1. That's right. Dallas sucks. Go Birds. Go Birds. Phil, Liam, 2024. At least you put me in the presidential spot, and Liam is my vice president. I appreciate that, Mad Chatter. Mad ups for you for getting the right person's name first. Although you didn't capitalize the P in Phil, but you capitalized the L in Liam. Little disappointing there. But everybody have a great day. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Enjoy it. It's going to be a nice day. Vote with your. I had to pull that off as quickly as I could. Everybody have a great day, guys. We'll talk tomorrow, 8 a.m. Again, don't forget tomorrow, Corey and Justin from Philadelphia Sports Network coming on to talk Eagles and talk Sixers tomorrow. Don't miss it. Two great guests. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Y'all have a great day. Go Birds and go Sixers. Yeah, how about that? Go Sixers.